right, everybody. Thomas Massie loses his election and the flock cameras are in data centers everywhere. What a great day to be alive in the United States of America.
We have fallen below what any man could wonder or hope. Your politicians are puppets, and you stand on the brink of a new empire, not of your making, peasant.
That's how it feels. Enjoy my dip. That's how it feels, bro. Let me just say something right from the get-go, okay? Thomas Massie, love him or hate him, he had an 83%, 77 to 83% time. He always voted Republicans, okay? There was a bunch of times where he didn't vote with Republicans, and that's why Trump didn't like him, because he didn't like the one big beautiful bill, right? He said it was a debt bomb that increased the debt too high by trillions of dollars without significant cuts. I understand what he's saying about that. He also says he didn't want money going to foreign countries like Ukraine and Israel. Okay? He argues that the United States is $36 trillion in debt and should not send large amount of money overseas without clear benefits to America. He also opposed military actions without explicit congressional approval. Pardon. Critics include President Trump have said Massie voted against border wall funding, military spending, and law enforcement priorities in some bills, but Massie said the reason that was happening is because, yeah, they said those things in the bills, but they came with all this pork inside of it that nobody would have ever voted for, that was millions and millions and billions of dollars of spending. Now, introduce this guy, Ed Gowrain, okay? Gets brought into the race. Nobody's ever heard of this guy before, really, okay? He doesn't do almost any debates with anybody. And he gets the most ever in history. This is the most expensive primary race in history. He gets $25 million from basically Israel-backed groups, okay? And so Israel thinks this is really important because look at their headline, okay, everybody? I want you to see this thing. I want you to see their sweet little headline, okay? This is my Grok thing a second ago because I want to break I'm gonna read this to you, but look at this. This is an Israel headline, okay? Israeli newspaper. Most consequential Republican Party for Israel is happening in Kentucky. So it was important to them. So they shoved $25 million into it. Do you think that mattered a little bit? And then everybody gets a little skeptical about Trump. You seem like you seem a little something first over here. And then look what he has to say. You know, this is an interesting sentence to hear. Okay. Just if people are skeptical, this isn't what you say.
I'm right now at 99% in Israel. I could run for prime minister. So maybe after I do this, I'll go to Israel, run for prime minister. I had a poll this morning. I'm 99%, so that's good. But no, he's a wartime prime minister. I just.
So if you would naturally think the reason he got voted out is because people were sick of him, I don't think that's fair. Plus the votes, the amount of votes that came in on this particular congressional race was significantly above usual, okay? So I don't know what to make of that. All I'm saying is Massie wants Epstein people in jail. And so people in MAGA are going to get what they want now, okay? I voted for Trump. I told everybody to vote for Trump because I had expectations about the Epstein list, about taxes being cut, about gas getting cheaper, about mass deportations happening significantly faster than they were. All of that. And I haven't seen almost any of it yet. Fauci's still walking free. Everybody that mandated vaccines is walking free. All the people that did the Russia collusion hoax are still walking free. Now, hopefully, this clears the way for MAGA to do its full mission. And hopefully its full mission includes justice for all these things. But if I'm honest, I just don't buy it right now. Okay? I just don't buy it right now. I'm not seeing it happening. That's my thoughts, okay? It's frustrating. It's frustrating. And you know what? Hopefully now people will start to go, all right, so what? So now we have a clear picture of what the MAGA mission is. We're at war. That wasn't part of the deal. I didn't hope for that, right? But here we go. We're there. So there's that. I wasn't like a huge Thomas Massie fan, but I liked him for the past 6 months. I've been following what he's doing. And I'm like, okay, I see what he's saying. Makes sense, makes sense, makes sense. He's not a multi-quadrillionaire like some of these other jokers. So yeah, My feelings are a little fussy right now about everything because I just don't think that we're gonna get what we're hoping to get. And unfortunately, dude, I don't think Trump cares. I really don't think he cares. And I'm not really sure. Like, there's all these people that like they keep lying too. Like on the right, they keep lying about Thomas Massie and stuff too. And I'm like, oh man. So the way of the game, the playbook is just there's somebody else controlling everything. And that somebody else is not American from the looks of things, okay? That's the way it seems to me. And it's not actually dip, okay, guys? It's Zen. All right, relax. Alp or Zen, those are the two. I'm just, I'm sick of everything that's going on right now. The Abigail Spanberger in Virginia, dude. I live in Virginia. She just passed these stupid laws about assault weapons bans and stuff. And it's just so dumb. It's so dumb. It's going to get struck down, but it's going to be like 2-3 years of annoying litigation first before all of us get to go back to our freedoms that we should have that was guaranteed to us. And yes, the DOJ or whoever decided to try to, they're like, hey, we're going to sue you immediately if you try to pass this because it's not constitutional and you're supposed to be able to have assault weapons and blah, 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 whatever, right? All I'm saying is these data centers are going up. And some of these data centers are 60 by 60 miles, I think is what they said. Isn't that what they said? Is the data center 60 by 60 miles? Let me look at this now because now I have to look. Are the data centers that are being proposed going to be 60 miles by 60 miles? What did they say? Let me just say, what's the biggest one? Sometimes you got to like finesse these AIs so they don't try to mess with you. You know what I mean? Because sometimes they'll be like, no, I've never heard of any such thing. It's 59.3 miles, you crazy goon. And you're like, oh, okay. Thanks so much. Okay, biggest one right now is 62 square miles. Yeah. 62 square miles in Utah, bro. Could you imagine driving and for an hour it's a building and then you take a right and another hour and it's a building and it's going to take so much electricity. There's people that are losing their electricity because of this stuff. There's people that are losing their houses because of eminent domain, right? And what do you think they're going to be really doing with these data centers? Do you think they're really going to be, oh, thank God, now we run the best AI for everybody? That's what the whole thing was about. Or do you think it's going to be to help with all the flock cameras they're installing? Have you guys heard about this? No? Let me show it to you. Let me show you these flock cameras, okay? I'm going to show you the differences that happen over the past 3 years, okay? These little blue dots, let me see if I can show this to you guys. I don't know how to do this. Share screen, add scene, media. Yeah, media, that's what we want. Screen. I'm sure my device can handle it. Okay, I'm sure it's fine. Okay, look, this is like 2 years ago. You see those blue dots? Those blue dots right there, those are the amount of flock cameras that there were like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Okay, pretty crazy, right? Not that big of a deal. Now here's like 1 year ago. Uh-oh. Now here's like 6 months ago or something. Okay, don't quote me on this, but it's recent. Oh my God, they're everywhere. Oh my God, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. So what is this? What is this thing that everybody's talking about? What are these flock cameras? Well, I'm going to show you. I want you guys to hear about this. This is my boy, Shane Vibes. Shout out Shaney.
Corona residents have no public records rights against a private company's servers. Their daily movements are being harvested by a $7.5 billion corporation that only serves to venture capital investors, not to us. Flock did not reach that valuation on their per-camera subscription fees. The math doesn't add up. Now, considering that Flock integrates directly with Palantir, a data fusion platform with a $30 million contract with ICE, Peter Thiel, the founder of Palantir, is also one of Flock's primary investors. These are not separate companies with separate agendas. They are connected actors that are building a connected infrastructure. Palantir's own CEO stated publicly that just this month, his technology is being used as a political instrument designed to reduce the political power of certain voters. And that's the ecosystem that the corona cameras are feeding into. Now, they may even say this is about getting the illegals out. We're going to use this to like monitor people's car. This is about Agenda 2030, dude. This is about creating a surveillance state, a prison without bars. And we
Okay, what about this next one? Let me show you guys this next video.
He realizes how big of a deal what Flock just did under our noses.
Okay, I'll just have to say it to you. It's arguably worse than just the cameras. All the state governments, and they said they want to set up gunshot detectors, and they want to use tax money to do so because it'll make your citizens safer. Most governments said yes, so they got them installed everywhere, and they're supposed to detect gunshots, okay? Well, a couple of days ago, they again push over an over-the-air update, no hardware installed, same machine, same everything, they just changed it. They use the mic that's using AI to pick up every word you say on the street. And guess what the feature is called? It's called detecting human voices in distress. And the only way to do that is to listen to every word that they're saying at all times to process it with AI and to figure if they're under distress. Now they're going to sell all the data. They're going to know what you're talking about. They're going to know what you're saying on public roads and blah, blah, blah. This ain't going somewhere good, guys. I'm just saying this ain't going somewhere good, okay? This is not going anywhere that you would want to be going in 2026, okay? You need to be aware of it. I'm not saying you and your boys should go out and spray paint anything or, you know, whatever with sledgehammers. I'm not saying that. This isn't the UK, okay? That would be a crazy thing for someone to say. What I am saying is that, they're tracking you already all the time from your own little devices. Then they're going to be tracking your movements all the time. The camera doesn't just pick up your license plate and store everywhere you go all the time, because it does do that. By the way, this person turned left. This person turned right. This person's here. This person's there. That's their tag. All that. And I've already seen some people get arrested for what Flock cameras found out about them, and it turned out to be wrong because AI is not perfect. But so just, you need to be prepared how dystopian this can become, how quickly it can become that way. Oh, it's been a lot, dude. My whole family got sick last week, bro. Oh my gosh. You go to church, your little baby is in the nursery with other little babies, and they be slobbering back and forth on different straws and toys and such. And then your whole family just gets wiped out, bro. Wiped out, bro. It's terrible. It is terrible. I love God. I love church. But, dude, if I am not thinking home church is the way for me right now, bro. I'm so sick of my kids getting sick and wiping us out. Speaking of getting sick at your house, what about these ticks, bro? Man, I think they're trying to get people away from nature. I think that's what's really happening. I think there is some legitimate fear about Lyme's. Two of people in my family have Lyme's. It's terrible. It affects way more than just like how tired you are and stuff. It's an autoimmune issue. I know some people with alpha-gal. It's serious too. But I think what's worse than all of that is fear and being afraid to go be in nature, bro. And screw the government and screw the people in charge for doing this to us, bro. I don't want you guys to be afraid. I have seen some people with success put duct tape on their like thighs and on their pant legs, and they put it backwards so it's sticky. So when ticks climb up it, they get stuck. That's probably a really good idea. You know, other people use, I think it's called permethrin or something like that. It's like a spray that you can do that kills like almost on contact. I don't know how good that is for you. Probably going to have similar to lawsuits to glyphosate at that point. Speaking of glyphosate, we are growing strawberries right now, and they're just great to have. We have like a whole pint a day we're getting from this little garden that we've got, and it's a great situation. We're going to get a bunch of blueberries. We got other stuff all set up. My wife's had me on duty, bro. She's like, I need my garden. And you know, you do need a garden, actually. You do need a garden. I've learned. Gardens just make everything better. We do our lap, right? We go feed the donkey, horses, feed the chickens. Then we check on the chickens and have fun with the chickens, get the eggs, right? We're getting like, 12 to 15 a day, plenty of eggs. And then, the trick to eggs, and then we go check the garden, get our strawberries and all the other stuff that's going to be growing. But we're getting strawberries already. But the thing about chickens and eggs, you got to be careful. You can't overcook your eggs or else they don't taste good. I don't know if you knew this or not, but you can't overcook them. If you overcook them, they taste like dry and annoying. You got to leave a little bit of the gloobiness, with some salt, and you're going to have a fine dining experience compared to some dry eggs. Okay. I eat a breakfast sandwich almost every morning. Now, don't take medical dietary advice from me. Okay. Look at me. But I will say, if you want delicious advice from me, everything bagel, Tabasco, 2 eggs, still a little globby. What's the name of the sausage that we use? It's chicken sausage from, I want to say Applegate, and it's like maple turkey sauce, maple chicken sausage. Best sausage I've ever had in my life, and I've had a lot of sausage. Look at me. 2 of those patties, tomato, lettuce, little bit of mustard. I know, wild for the mustard, right? Squeeze it, push it, boom, you're in heaven. Toast the everything bagel, obviously, beforehand. You're welcome. Now you know. Shout out Steven Reyes from back in the day. He's the one who showed me that when I was in college. He just, not the mustard, but the Tabasco side of things he showed me, and it blew my mind because from then on out, I always wanted the same sandwich if I have a chance to get it. And I don't even know if I love that sandwich as much as I love the feeling of remembering that sandwich. I think that's my problem, is food's connected to emotions and memories and stuff. That's what my wife's always like. I know pizza is like your thing. You put a show on and you want your own pizza, and it's a dangerous game, friendo. Some people in the world, believe it or not, some people, like as a family, can order one like medium or one large pizza, and everybody gets like a 2 slices, and now it's dinner. That is, and I have no idea how they do that, bro. No idea how one can do that. Oh my gosh, it's almost an insult, bro. Even when we used to get pizza in class when I was going to public school a long time ago, right? Like when I was in like 6th, 7th, 8th grade or whatever, and they brought in like 15 pizzas for the classroom or whatever they'd bring in. If I ever saw it was like 3 or 4, I'd be like, oh, you just might as well shoot a bear with a BB gun. Don't even waste my time with this. It's offensive to even think that I tried hard in this class if this is the reward, My problem is I think in math and I think in value in terms of pizza. Anyways, when you start making money, it doesn't really matter that much how much pizza costs. All I'm saying is that, I don't, that's probably the way people should be. It's like, I actually ate eggs and I had a healthy run. And then after my run, I really wanted a slice of pizza. I just felt like it was going to do what I wanted it to do.
I had a slice of pizza, and it really just satisfied me. It was so savory, and I took the smallest little baby bites as I ate my sweet little pizza and watched my opera, the soap opera. It was so good. It was such a good time. And I had this organic tea that I got from this one restaurant. It's my favorite. Oh my God, it's my favorite restaurant. They always put the little leaves on the side, and I know it's organic. It is $9 for the tea, but that's not the important part here. What the important part is, I had such a good evening, and I don't know what to do with the rest of this pizza.
Blasphemy!
Feed me the entire pizza, then don't squander the opportunity that your ancestors have afforded you. Shove it down my gullet and let me ride the wagon of love.
Oh, that's my problem, bro, is that I'm addicted to food, I think. I tried the GLP-1s and it made me feel really bloated and annoyed to eat. But, if you really believe in yourself and push hard, you can go right past that and just keep eating. And I think that was my problem. Is I just kept eating anyway. I was like, well, he's supposed to be helping me. And after a while, I started to be like, it's trying to help you, Ross. Maybe just eat a little less. But then it didn't do the same thing. And dude, the withdrawal symptoms of it were terrible when I got off the injections, bro. So I'm not saying don't try GLP-1s. It seems to work for a lot of people, but I think I'm going to have to lose weight the old-fashioned way by literally just stop eating. I could fast for a year and I'd probably look normal at the end of the year instead of I look right now. And I'd probably make it to 85 instead of 68 like I'm planning on doing right now. I'm not planning on dying early. I'm kidding, but you get what I'm saying. That's the natural result of not having a balanced lifestyle, Ross. You have to make better food choices. I know. I know. I remind myself every day, buddy, you're getting older. And if you don't start getting the body you want right now, you'll never be able to get it, right? At least that's what everybody says. And I don't want to die from some stupid heart attack or being so fat that your organs are like, bro, we can barely function. We're squeezed in on every side. You don't want to be that guy. You don't want to die willingly. You know what I mean? Sometimes I feel like I was just made for war, bro. I can't make all these little dumb decisions all day, every day, bro. Put me in freaking war for 10 years and let me fight. You know, then I'll lose weight because the only way you eat is you go kill the buffalo, and then I'll kill a buffalo like once every other week, and then we'll eat, and then it'll be mostly protein diet and all that stuff. But when you put all these choices in front of me, I'm just not made for it. You know what I mean? I'm not made for it. Too many choices. So I gotta, I need to hire a trainer, but he didn't have to really train me. Just come slap food out of my hand. And it's not even that I eat that bad. I don't eat that much processed stuff. I did back in the day. I was a Kellogg's man growing up. My mom, my father, we didn't have any rules, bro. It was straight mainstream diet source, bro. Boom, boom, boom. Whole box of Frosted Flakes, whole box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, whole box. Everything was always go for it. And then, you get older and you realize that's how you end up to be a fatty forever. It's a good thing I'm funny. If I wasn't funny, I'd just be like kind of a weird looking guy who's just doesn't have it together, but luckily I'm incredibly successful with all my businesses and everything. So it kind of I'm sort of funny sometimes. And that kind of just like overshadows the fact that I'm a bit of a fatty and I carry it well. So that's good. But I do have kind of smaller legs. So you can't be fat and have a little bit smaller legs. It's got to be a ratio or else you look weird. And the ratio for guys, in case you're wondering, is like chest to gut ratio. Like your chest, if you're looking at a side profile of a person, your chest needs to be like this big. And then below, your gut can be almost the same, but it should be a little bit smaller. And then nobody says anything. But if it's chest and then gut, that's a different story. That's when you start looking like a caricature, right? And you don't want to look like a caricature. That's not how you want to look, okay? So yeah, that's where I'm at. I don't want to look like a caricature. I'm going to lose some weight. I'm going to do it. I swear. Okay. But yeah, that's a situation in the United States right now. It's heavy. I don't like it. I don't like what I'm feeling right now, but now we're going to get the full MAGA mission. We're going to see what it's really about. We're going to see, with nobody stopping them from crazy spending and everything, does it really do what we want it to do? And does Trump honor his promises? So I guess we'll find out. And I'll see you guys next week. I love you. I love you. Bye.